This is the evening of Sunday, 31st day of May 2026. Good evening, everyone. Who stopped the state police creation or implementation? Who stopped the state police? When Tinubu assumed office as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria in the year 2023, he said that he is going to tackle insecurity with state police. I see a lot of people jubilating. People were happy. People believe that, state police could be the ultimate solution because people from the states will join the police and protect their state against all this Fulani militia, against Boko Haram, to mention but few. The state police, maybe one way or the other, could help. That is what the majority of people were thinking. The statistics that time was 85% because anything that is going on, we try to know what people are thinking. We use some tools to know the statistics of people who are approving it or not. And we discovered that almost 87% of Nigerians were in for state police because they believe that state police will be similar to the vigilante and the kind of security outfit and gun revolution we are advocating today. That is the people taking arm to fight and protect their territory. Now, there was a General Executive Council. I don't know if they have heard that kind of executive council before. Stay with me. I want people to think today. The whole governors, National Executive Council meeting, people thought it's just between the president and the ministers. No, that is not the full National Executive Council meeting. The General National Executive Council meeting comprises of the governors, the ministers, the president, just every executive in the state level and the federal level. So they are the General National Executive Council. So they had a meeting. As you can see this publication from Daily Trust, this is 13th day of December 2024. I hope you are seeing the date. Governors of the 36 states have agreed to establish state police to tackle the preventing insecurity in the country. Why was it necessary for the governors to come to agree? Because the governors have the final say about this because they are the one that is going to manage it. So they came together to agree and assent their consent and readiness to establish the state police. Now, Nigeria needed 3 days to start the state police. Number one, Tinubu supposed to sign an executive order after the meeting mandating the governors to start arranging and creating state police. After they have drafted the structure and how it's going to be, everything has been put in place. Now, they're supposed to send what they call executive bill. This one is not a bill that a senator will bring or House of Rep member will bring. This is a bill that president and the governors are sending to the House of Senate or the joint house. So if they send that bill, it will take senators just 2 sittings or 3 sittings, or they can equally agree together in 1 sitting and pass it into law. It's executive bill. So since it's coming from the president, if the House of Representatives or House of Senate pass it, automatically it has become law. Then they will establish the state police. Stay with me. I'm coming. Now, 2 days ago, the governor of Oyo State, amidst this killing and children they kidnapped in Oyo State, Makinde made a statement. He said, "Stop deceiving Nigerians over state police." That is what Makinde told Tinubu. Stop deceiving people about the state police. Now, wear your thinking cap because I'm about to say something that is not uncomfortable. Who told Tinubu or which body disagree with the state police? Why they were making arrangements for the state police? It is only one group that disagrees. And that group is Mietiana. Mietiana refuse and disagree about the state police. Who control the Mietiana? You know who control it. These people disagree, the state police. You know why? Now, I want you to watch this video so that you will know the reason why they are stopping state police. They want to totally capture you. They want to behead you as they are beheading people. They want to rape your mothers. They want to invade your cities, send you to exile. That is the reason why they stopped Tinubu from creating state police. That is why he is just so lackadaisical towards anything that has to do with state police again. This is the man that was so serious about the state police. Listen, because if I'm telling you about insecurity in Nigeria, a lot of people don't wear their thinking cap to understand my concept. Now, you saw a video where police intercepted one truck in Ilori, Kwara State, where people were invading. Well, the news coming is that police has released them because call will come from federal. call is going to come from federal. But that is not the news. Our eyes are on ground. We have eyes everywhere. I want you to see another video. This was the video when these people were moving. So these people were moving towards a lorry, but the lorry wasn't their destination from the intelligence that we got. Their destination is Ogun State. They will stop at a lorry. Maybe after some days, they move to Ogun State, down. So their mission was not in Kwara State. The question I'm asking, there were 4 trucks that they saw. They videoed them. They alerted the police. 4 trucks were moving. Police was able to capture one. Where are the 3 trucks? Where are the 3 remaining trucks? You see, the issue of insecurity can never be solved by the government because government are complicit. We have the evidence that APC government are sponsoring these terrorists. People in the government are sponsoring it. They are sponsoring it. They pay these people. They call them repentant terrorists. They buy guns for them, buy ammunition for them, buy indoors for them, pay them. I want you to wear your thinking cap. Anything that has to do with the solution, just simple solution to insecurity, Nigeria government will not do it. If you listen to 1-hour interview of Kunda Olawumi, a Nigerian military intelligence officer, he made a statement. He said anything that has to do with the solution about insecurity, that the government of Nigeria have never done it. I sat back. I processed what he said. I process it again. Because, sometimes you may listen. You hear, but you don't understand. You might be hearing what someone is saying, but you don't know and you don't understand what he said. He said anything that has to do with the solution about insecurity in Nigeria government have never done it. Then, Chambanden of Channels Television was interviewing him. Chambanden asked him, but they bought fighter jets again to fight Boko Haram. They recruited many soldiers as well. Kunde Olawumi shocked him and said, because that is not the solution. Wake up, guys. Because that is not the solution. You see the way the kingdom have touched so many people. What will make some people to reject Nigeria not to be divided so that people will have sovereign power to solve insecurity? Because they know that is the solution. They will never do something that is the solution. So, Kunde Olawumi told them that buying fighter jets, bombing Boko Haram is not the solution. Then they asked him, what is the solution? He said, the solution are the people who are in the APC government in Aso Rock. He said, I serve military intelligence. I was operational commander all my life. I'm now quoting Kunde Olawumi. He said, we arrested so many people and we linked them after investigation to people in APC government. We linked them to ministers. Some people are governors and they are Boko Haram. This was what a national security leader is saying. So I want you to wear your thinking cap. Everything you are seeing, they are telling you that this is the solution. Oh, they are fighting. That is not the solution. If I hide something, maybe this phone now, I hide this phone, then I will tell you, let us go and look for this phone. The phone is missing. How will you discover the phone? How will you find the phone? If you are walking towards where the phone is, I will redirect you to another place. Oh, I have searched the place. Let's go to another place. You are searching it with me, right? But I am the one that hide the phone. Wear your thinking cap. Someone who creates or who created insecurity cannot solve it. The coalition of Buhari and Tinubu imported terrorists into the country. They paid them. The allegations is everywhere. The evidence is everywhere. In fact, states are paying the terrorists. They are making budget for Boko Haram. In the past 2 years, I have seen in the budget of Borno State government, everything I'm saying is subject to verification. Go and verify it. In the budget of Borno State, last year they budgeted 4.5 billion. Why this year was 7 something billion. It's total about 12 billion or thereabout. Yeah, 12 billion. That is the money they budgeted for Boko Haram. They call it for the rehabilitation and reintegration of these people. So people call it, oh, it's business. Insecurity is now it's beyond business. It's an agenda. It is an agenda. I told you people the story how I talked with one terrorist on TikTok. And the terrorist was telling me that it is a mandate. That what they are doing is a mandate. These people, they actually believe. That is why sometimes if Shegumi is lying, I say what Shegumi is carrying out is what they call takia. It's a deception. When Shegumi is saying, oh no, these people need education. They need school. They just need to be like others. I say, look at this man. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, the former president of Nigeria, built Amajiri schools. He abandoned his state Bayelsa. He was building Amajiri schools. He was building schools for Amajiri people. The schools today, they don't go eat. Why? Because they have a population agenda to populate the southern part of the country, to take charge of it, so that tomorrow, when you talk about divide Nigeria, they will tell you, where are we going to enter? Look at us. We are more than 10 million in the south. Well, go to hell. Go to hell with your population agenda. It doesn't matter. As far as I'm concerned, if you ask me what is the solution to this thing, I will first of all tell you to go and know the problem. After knowing the problem, I will tell you that disintegration of Nigeria is the solution, and you will not argue with me. But now, you will argue with me. This is because you don't know the problem. You don't know the problem. You hear kidnap here, you hear kidnap here, you hear kidnap here, but you don't actually know the problem. There's a problem. So, ask yourself the question, who stopped state police? Do your research and understand the only one Fulani group that rejected the state police. Nigeria is shaking. Nigeria refused to bring state police. Wake up, guys. Wake up. Join any security outfit. Go and buy gun. Equip yourself. Equip your village. It is coming.
I've served the military intelligence for the past 35 years. It has always been the case. Our problem is religion and social-cultural. I mean, people will expect me to come here and start talking about kinetics, about operation and so on. I've been an operational commander all my life. I've commanded warships, I've commanded troops, I've commanded men outside Nigeria and so on. But I'm not going to come to your station to discuss kinetics. The problem is not kinetics. In 2017, 2016, I'm always a member of the Security and Intelligence Brief at the Defense Headquarters. I said the center of gravity of Boko Haram and insurgency in Nigeria are the sponsors of that program. It was beyond us, because the job we need to do is kinetics. Fight, destroy places, resolve issues. Yep. But we cannot resolve issue of sponsors of Boko Haram that were in Buhari's government, that we know them.
When you say we, who
I was in the military intelligence. Okay. And the defense headquarters staff that I work with, they know. And that was why we couldn't pursue that aspect that could have resolved that problem. Because you need to arrest people. And recently, 400 people were gathered as sponsors of Boko Haram. Why is it that the government has refused to try them? You remember this Boko Haram issue started since 2012. Yeah. And I was in the military intelligence that time. We arrested those people. It is my organization that actually conducts interrogation and interview. And they mention names. I mean, I can't come on the air and start mentioning names of people that are presently in government now that I know. Presently in government. That the boys that we arrested mentioned, some of them are governors now. Some of them are in the Senate. Some of them are in Aso Rock. Why should a government try to cause this kind of embarrassment and insecurity to the sense of what happened yesterday? And the solution I gave them in 2017, because when I identified the center of gravity for General Lanshokin, and they couldn't pursue it, because some of them were ministers. And what I'm saying now, the Department of State Services are listening to me. They know them.
Yeah, Commodore.
So the solution I gave them was that if we can't pursue the policy strategic level, because the people that we need to talk to are also, going to be difficult to deal with. I said what they should do now is to conduct two things. We should buy blimps. The blimps are not UAVs. They are not drones. Blimps are equipment that can fly up to 10,000 feet, 30,000 feet, static if you want, mobile if you want, and they carry a lot of payload. We saw them in Afghanistan. We saw them in Kenya. This will be something that can give us real-time intelligence. And we can know where these bandits or terrorists, where they emanate from. When they finish operations that they've done, where they go back to.
Okay. Well, let's
They
pick
did
upon...
not buy this equipment up to. This government does not want to resolve this problem. They are escalating it because of tribal and religious sentiments.
So when you say this government does not want to resolve it, don't forget the same government has purchased. In fact, they're going to induct the Super Tucano jet because of, the insecurity situation. They have, the president has had to change guards, as it were, as a result of people's clamor. I imagine if that was not in the thinking, why would you go that length to make some of the, some of the pronouncements, the meetings that have happened, the purchase, the change of guard and the rest? Why would they do all that if they don't want to sort this?
Because that is not the solution. What you just mentioned is not the solution. When you have a problem at policy level, strategic level, operational level, when you have a problem, what you need to do is to identify the center of gravity of that problem and attack it. That's what you do. What they are doing is not attacking the center of gravity of the problem of Boko Haram and insurgency. So if the president is buying Super Tucano, is changing service chiefs, that is not the solution. We are looking at the wrong side. It's not kinetic. It's politics.
Are you ruling out kinetic altogether?
I can't rule out kinetic because
so it's
a spectrum. It's a spectrum, so you can't rule out something. But the center of gravity is what they should look at. And what is it? I'm saying it on this channel. It is the sponsor of Boko Haram and bandits.
And speaking about the sponsors, when you say the DSS, and they could be listening to you, but so they profile, part of their responsibility is to profile all of these persons before they either vie for elections or before, they are nominated for any of these positions. Doesn't that happen? Don't they get intel and say, look, this and this is what we found, and then we don't think that this should proceed further? Doesn't that happen?
It does. When I worked with the DSS in 2007, because when Yaradua approved the operational order that we did, we now have to work together as a team. He actually forced all of us to sit down together and work together. I was surprised at the tremendous amount of information had by DSS. I was shocked. We in DI, I was in Defense Intelligence Agency, and when they were forced to bring out the files, I was shocked. They have so much information at DSS presently as I'm talking about what I'm talking about. They have. But you see, if a fish is going to get spoiled, it's going to start getting spoiled from the head. The DSS will not do anything except the Commander-in-Chief's body language shows that this is the direction I want to go. That is where the problem is. The DSS has tremendous information. By the time 2023 is here and somebody take over and wants to undo some of this evil that I've seen in this country, you'll be surprised names that the DSS will bring out. They have the information. There's nothing I'm going to say here that they don't have. The defense headquarters have the solution for the kinetic aspect. They do. I'm not going to come here to advise them. I work with them and they're still there. The Chief of Naval Staff was in the intelligence with me. We were together in Defense Intelligence Agency. That's Vice Admiral Gambo. I know these people are good. They know what to do. It's not that they have problems. It has to do with politics, the sponsors, people that feel that this country should be Islamized.
Assuming but not conceding that, that all of this is the case. So what is the end game? Because I imagine as a strategist, that's what you think about too. So these things are happening. What is the end game? So why will this be allowed to fester? For what purpose?
The end game for them, because we did, normally when you want to look at this type of challenges, what you do is that you go through what we call the intelligence circle. Okay? When you do the processing and you do the analysis before dissemination point, you discover that The end game for them is to just turn this country into like a Taliban type of country. And it's a mindset. And anything goes. In other words, 10% casualties, 20% casualties is allowed in trying to achieve the end game of Islamizing this country.
That's for the terrorists, the bandits.
It's not for the terrorists and the bandits, for the sponsors. Because I told you, and I will repeat on this channel, the sponsors of Boko Haram and the bandits are the problems. And defense headquarters, the army headquarters, the naval headquarters, the air force cannot do anything about that. Buhari has to do something about that. The Interpol has the list of those people that are sponsoring Boko Haram. I work with Interpol. They should ask. If they don't know, they should ask. The government of Dubai, they have the list of those people. During the trial of those people that were caught, names were mentioned. They have the list. The government also told us that they've arrested 400 sponsors of Boko Haram. Why should a government not try those people and bring peace and harmony and safety to this nation? Why won't a government do that? Those people that are going to harass cadets and officers in NDA, they live around the place. I know NDA very well. I was in Georgia, I was in NDA as young officers, and I know the area very well. They live around the place. So why can't you put up a blimp that can see what they are doing in real time and eliminate them? Why won't you do that?
In fact, there were more details saying that some persons slept up, but we'll come to that hopefully. Mark has got some questions for you.